You're watching the SCAC Spring Media Days. Today we're taking a look into the Austin College track and field programs. The Roos will once again be led by head coach Bryan Garcia, along with senior Hannah Richards on the women's side and sophomore Johnny Biffar on the men's side. Coach, Hannah, Johnny, thanks so much for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
Coach, as we transition from the cross-country season and you get prepared to take your troops into the outdoor track and field season, what are the challenges that you face as a head coach in terms of changing that mentality and getting prepared for a track season as opposed to in the fall when you're getting ready for that cross-country year?
Well, I don't really think that I have too much of a challenge, especially since we just have a distance program. But I think just some of the challenges that we face is just going from a 6K or 8K down to like the middle distance events. But other than that, I think it's a pretty smooth transition.
Hannah, for you, you're heading into your senior track and field season. You're coming off a junior year in which you earned all conference honors in the 1,500 meters. How excited are you to get back to the track, and how did the way in which your junior season ended with that all-conference certificate help kind of motivate you to get you ready for this senior year?
I'm very excited. I've definitely been looking forward to track season. It's has a special place in my heart. I'm very excited to be back and kind of put the rest of the pieces together and get back to the conference championships. And I think, I was pretty proud of my performance at the championships last year, but I'm ready to, fulfill some dreams there. So I'm pretty excited to be back and getting ready.
Johnny, as you prepare for this sophomore season, what did you learn a season ago in your time out on the track and field that'll help prepare you and get you better ready to go for this sophomore year?
So, funny thing, due to an unfortunate series of events, I actually didn't get to run my track season's freshman year. So, I did learn a lot freshman year. So I'm really going into this season just really ready to compete, and I'm really excited. So our first meet this Friday, I'm going into it just really excited and just ready to take some names,
Coach, you mentioned that the challenges aren't quite as big as maybe one would expect when you go from the cross country to the track and field season, but I imagine there are some differences in terms of the training. How do you adjust that? The races being different distances, obviously, different than a cross-country season. So are there sort of specific things when it comes to training with these teams that you make and adjust to heading into this year?
Yeah, so obviously there's different training for the different events. So yeah, we have different groups that are broken up, and because we don't have necessarily enough people to win a conference championship on the team side, the individuals they pretty much get a chance to run the events that they want to run, and we just focus on those. And so yeah, just being able to kind of split them up into different groups. That can be a challenge with all the different groups that we have. So.
Hannah, you mentioned about your excitement heading into this track season and how it has a special place in your heart. To me, what are the biggest adjustments that you have to make from a mindset perspective? Cross country, the courses are variants in terms of hills or flat, and time is important, but it's more about being the man in front of you, being the woman in front of you. Whereas in track, every split, every time you come around, exactly what time you are, and everything's about constantly trying to PR and improve yourself there. Is that an adjustment you have to make in terms of a mindset? And if so, is that something that you enjoy?
It's not really a change for me because, I don't chase times. I definitely, I go for the winning spot as opposed to PR, and hopefully the PRs will follow. So it's not really much of a change for me. I think the only shift is, for me, a feeling of maybe heightened aggression in track, which I absolutely love, because you're not spread out like cross country. You're right there. You can see the person in front of you, but it's not that big of a mindset change for me. It's I'm still after the person in front of me, or going in there like that.
Johnny, as a distance track guy coming off a cross-country season, there's not much of an off-season for athletes like you. Take me through what these couple of months have been like in between cross-country and track to make sure you kind of kept your base, kept your mileage, but also allowed yourself to get some rest with your legs to make sure you're as fresh as possible? What was that time like for you?
So our time in between track and cross country, it's really important that we've really worked on our aerobic base this time in between. So we've done a lot of work, not necessarily just running, but we've done some work in the pool, some work in the gym. And I won't give you, our full schedule, because the competitors could be like, ooh, let me go see what they're doing. But we've put a lot of work in outside to to give ourselves the edge comfortably, and we're sitting pretty now. So,
Coach, it feels like throughout the course of a track season, there's a certain level of progression to it. That first meet, I don't know that you expect every one of your runners to come out and be PRing from the moment that they say go, but there is sort of that progression. What do you look for from your teams that kind of gives you confidence through the course of the year that allows you to feel comfortable that they're going to be running their best come championship season?
Yeah, so I think that the early meets, there's just not a lot of pressure. I don't put any pressure on them to PR. We're just looking to learn how to compete, get back into the competitive mode. We haven't raced since cross country season, so we haven't run any indoor meets or anything like that. So I just think that at this point it's just getting out there and getting back into a competitive mode and having that progress throughout the season.
For both Hannah and Johnny, I think one of the things that I love about track is it's, woman on woman, man on man, you line up, fastest person wins. There's no, you can't kind of futzy around with it. It's just mano-y-mano. Is that something that you enjoy about the competitive nature of what track and field brings?
Personally, I really enjoy that. I love the individuality of it. I love being able to just go out and...
Yeah, for sure. It just feels so competitive, and it's just so cutthroat. I love it's. There's nothing else like it. It's like you said. It's mano a mano. And at the end of the day, it's it is a team sport in the sense that you are competing for the sake of your team, but nobody can push for you, whenever you line up, it's you pushing there's nothing else like it. It's really something special.
Coach, to wrap things up with you as you look ahead to this season, and for those that will be coming out to support your track and field programs there on the men's and women's side, what can they expect to see from these two teams? What do you hope that maybe they kind of embrace or take on as far as characteristics or identities go?
Listen, we're gonna go out there and give it our best every single race. We're gonna go out and compete. Like Hannah mentioned earlier, we're not gonna go out and chase times. We're gonna go out there and just learn to compete, and we're gonna give 100% every meet every race that we're in.
And finally, Hannah and Johnny, to wrap things up with the two of you, what are some of the goals that you have, not only individually but team-wise as well, as you head into this season here?
I know on the women's side, we are just looking to, like Coach mentioned, learn to compete, learn how to, take on our roles as we go throughout the season, and then be ready for conference. Personally, I have big goals. I'd like to be back in the top 3 again at conference, and then whatever comes with that. So, yeah.
So there's this movie called They Live, and in it he says, "I'm here to do 2 things: chew bubble gum and kick butt, and I'm all out of bubble gum." So really, what we're here to do this season is kick butt. So I think with this really solid group of guys, we're a young team, but I really think with the solid training, we're really going to surprise the competition.
The Austin College Roos track and field program Again, the Roos will be led once again heading into the season by head coach Bryan Garcia, along with senior Hannah Richards on the women's side and sophomore Johnny Biffar on the men's side. Coach, Hannah, Johnny, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck as you head into the season.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.